Alright, today is going to be fun. We'll be looking at a price chart for Ethereum that projects a price of $45,000 by next summer. We'll also be checking in on the current breakouts for both Bitcoin and Ethereum, as Bitcoin seeks to move close to $36,000 and Ethereum seeks to go over $22,000. Alright, so this may seem incredible, but this weekly log chart for Ethereum is telling us that we may see a huge 20x move over the next year. If you look at this chart, you can see over a 3-year period here, from between 2015 and 2018, we were in this rising channel. And we touched the top of the channel 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4 times before ultimately breaking down and going into a bear market cycle here. Then in 2020, we started a whole new cycle, and we've been in this channel here. So ultimately, if we have the same period of time, so this was a 3-year cycle, if we have a 3-year cycle here, and if we have the same number of touch points, we've had 1, we had 2 here when we reached the $4,000 mark. And if we have 2 more over the same rough period of time, that would get us to a price point of around $45,000 by summer next year, by July of 2022. So of course, things may not play out exactly the same. These angles may not be the same. But if it's the same approximate period of time, and if we have a similar number of touch points, the log chart tells us $45,000 may be in play sometime next summer. So again, no guarantee. Things never work out exactly the same, but you can see if we have any kind of parallel, that's a number that could be realistic. So now let's look at this chart and let's layer in the EMA Ribbon, because there's something interesting here as well. You can see that when we're looking at these kind of longer term bull-bear market cycles, for Ethereum, the EMA Ribbon on the weekly chart really corresponds well to the bull and bear market cycles. So you can see we had a positive EMA Ribbon, and what that means is basically the 20 EMA is above the 50 EMA on the weekly chart. And it was positive all the way up until around here, so around August of 2018. It flipped negative, and that really corresponded to the time when we broke through this channel as well. And we stayed negative on the EMA up until around here in May of 2020. Which is fairly close to when this channel started as well. So it looks like there's some strong correlation on the weekly chart for the EMA Ribbon. If it's positive, we're in a bull cycle, and if it's negative, we're in a bear market. And of course, we're definitely still positive on the EMA Ribbon on the weekly chart for Ethereum. So just something to look at when you're trying to time these markets on a longer term scale. Something else to look at is the MACD on this weekly chart. So let's go in and turn this on. Now I've configured this MACD a little bit differently since this is a longer term chart, and I'm going with a 50-week short span and a 100-week long span for this MACD on the weekly chart. And you can see when you do that, it also really lines up pretty well with the bull and bear markets, as we're going into the red here around the same time as the EMA flips, and we're going into the green around the same time that the EMA Ribbon flips positive. So again, strong correlation it appears to be between the EMA Ribbon and the bull and bear market cycles for Ethereum, and the MACD when you set the MACD to a longer term time frame. So the last indicator I want to look at on this longer term weekly chart is the 100-week simple moving average, because that also really corresponds well, as you can see here, to the timing of these cycles. So this pink line is the 100-week simple moving average, and you can see it also corresponds really well to these bull and bear market switches. So price moved under the 100-week simple moving average right about here, which is nearly identical to the point when we broke below the channel here. And when price moved back above, we were again back into this bullish channel. So once again, in terms of technical indicators, it looks like there's some correlation for the EMA ribbon on the weekly chart in terms of calculating the bull and bear market cycles. There also appears to be some correlation with the MACD when you set the MACD to 50 and 100, and also with the simple moving average when you set it to the 100 weekly. So those are good indicators. But more than anything, these channels can help us point the way to the ultimate price target. So if this plays out, yes, 45,000 is in play. No guarantee, of course, but let's see if we can reach these targets by next summer. So we've taken a look at the potential longer term scenario for Ethereum, but let's see what's going on right now. We had mentioned this falling wedge pattern we were in, and we broke out of this a few days ago, and our target was up near the top of the wedge here around 2180 or so. And you can see we've pretty much reached it. So I would say we have successfully completed this this falling wedge breakout pattern. So we've reached the target. That's all looking good. But we also had this bull flag pattern that broke out. And again, we're flying right up there. The target was around 2230, and you can see we're getting very, very close to reaching that target as well. So overall, both of these bullish breakouts are playing out perfectly for Ethereum right now, and everything's looking really good. Finally, taking a look at the daily chart for Ethereum, you can see we're moving through the EMA ribbon quite nicely, and we're approaching the top of that ribbon. So it'd be nice if we can see a close on the daily above this ribbon, and then we can really start thinking about moving higher. As you can see, we have not actually closed above the EMA ribbon since back here on June 3rd. So it's been almost 2 months since the daily chart has seen a price above the EMA ribbon for Ethereum. So great progress for Ethereum these last couple of days, and let's see if we can continue this trend. All right, let's take a look over at Bitcoin. We were talking about this inverse head and shoulders pattern. We got the shoulder, head, shoulder. And we talked about how this neckline was important. We wanted to see a breakout above $33,000. And you can see that happened yesterday. So this is the 1 hour chart. We had a nice breakout. And we continued to sort of glide on up. But the ultimate target is here. We're at the top of this arrow. So around 35,600 to 700. So close to 36,000. 36,000 is a big resistance point, but with this move, if it completes successfully, we'll be right up next to that price target, which would be great. So things looking really good for Bitcoin. On the daily chart, if we can add the EMA ribbon back in here, we can see that we have started to move into the EMA ribbon, which is great. So again, we really want to see a close above the EMA ribbon, and right now the top of that ribbon is sitting around $35,000. We have not been above the EMA ribbon on the daily chart since May 11th, so this is going to be really huge. If Bitcoin can actually close above the EMA ribbon, that's going to be really, really, really huge for Bitcoin. But we're not there yet. And the first thing is to, again, reach our price target for this inverse head and shoulders, which again would get us above that ribbon. So we accomplish 2 goals if that happens. All right, that'll do it. If you found this interesting, please like this video. Please subscribe, get notifications. Most of all, please share this with your friends. I'm just getting started here on YouTube, so I really need your help in getting the word out about this content. I promise to keep things as level-headed as possible. I won't be advocating high leverage trades or touting unrealistic gains. I also won't be shilling random coins. I'll be focusing almost entirely on Bitcoin and Ethereum every single day, and I'll always keep you up to speed on the current trends. So once again, thanks for tuning in. Please tell your friends, please like this, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.